Inside Red Bull's Tour de France time trial, glory for Remco Evenepoel and agony for Florian Lipowitz. On a sunny Tuesday, the world champion time trialist Remco Evenepoel took home 16th stage victory in the 2026 Tour de France, and just 16 minutes earlier his teammate Florian Lipowitz had crashed out, colliding the avalanche of adrenaline and pain across the team's front line. Evenepoel's sprint to the finish was a stark contrast to Lipowitz's struggle. While Evenepoel, clad in the rainbow-sponsored jerseys, clenched his fists, grinned, and hugged his soigneur, Lipo was walking off the circuit with a broken collarbone and bruised hope, headed straight for the medical tent. The crash had been a girl day in the cycling world, a circumstance the team car kept quiet about, fearing it might trigger a panic and derail the rider's focus in that crucial 22-kilometer effort. The race itself was a disciplined showdown. Evenepoel started alone, riding each kilometer with the ferocity of a man whose speed is his signature, while the blue and black Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe engine drove the rhythm of the machine. With 2 kilometers to go, Tadej Pogačar, the yellow jersey holder, slithered around the same tight right-hander. His front wheel slipped, the yellow jersey barely held his balance as he teetered over the gutter 25 meters away from a catastrophe's path. Yet Pogačar finished 28 seconds behind Evenepoel, a notation that the Red Bull rider conquered his rivals on a course that tested the worst touches of the human body. The team's reaction at the bus was a spirited microcosm of the group: high fives, handshakes, and pragmatically grimaces. Johnny Whale, the technical performance manager, spoke about the painstaking 2-year work that had gone into recruiting Lipowitz, noting that there were watery eyes in the car for 2 reasons. The team's closeness to second was a bittersweet reality because they had lost one of the podium contenders. But this Monday went well for Red Bull. The day before, the team had come together to celebrate Evenepoel's win. And 2 days earlier, on Plateau de Salaizin, Evenepoel had secured his first mountain stage win in the Tour, exploiting UAE Team Emirates' hesitation in sprinting past Pogačar and Isaac Del Toro. Lipowitz, a 2025 Tour podium finisher, had shown a promising form until this week's time trial. The team had pressed the clock, banking on a double podium as the route looked suitable for him. The tension that had existed between Evenepoel and Lipowitz when they were listed as co-leaders had relaxed into a more pragmatic teamwork. Red Bull's success as a time trial team has been built over the last winter after the German roster brought in a specialist division led by engineering chief Dan Bigeman Whale, who implemented the methods on contact. People call 813 the time trial the race of truth, all sorts of fancy single words. Whale said outside the bus in Avion-les-Bains 3 hours before Evenepoel's start. Evenepoel's fate had led him at a pinnacle: world champion, Olympic champion, stage winner, reaffirmed both in the Tour and ahead of this time trial. His focus for next days had swung to the region, but a kind of mental pas, and each red flag had a story. And while the team grounded their celebrations in champagne and a barbecue the next day for staff, the day itself was a feathery display of triumph and tragedy woven through a grey morning's steamify. In the post-race ride, the Even It's Extra accomplished something. They're in Red Bull, just the mass the world fights people. So that's the story of the 9 days that 2026, the final march that will ensure that the Tour continues to challenge the world of cycling. Thanks for listening to this recap of the Inside Red Bull's Tour de France time trial. Goodbye.